Hey everyone. Ever wish you knew like exactly what to say to really
Yeah.
get your point across, or win an argument,
Mm.
or just make life a little easier?
Yeah.
Well, today we're going deep into the world of persuasive language.
Mm.
We're looking at Phil M. Jones's book, Exactly What to Say.
Okay, cool.
The book's all about these magic words,
Yeah.
these phrases that tap into the subconscious brain
Uh-huh.
and influence decisions.
Interesting.
So get ready for some aha moments
Yeah.
as we unlock the secrets of these powerful phrases, and you can start using them today.
Sounds good.
So Jones dives right into a really common problem,
Okay.
the fear of rejection.
Right?
You hesitate to share ideas
Mm.
because you're so afraid of being shut down.
It's tough. It's a very human thing.
Absolutely. It's like that fear just holds us back.
Definitely.
But how do we get past that fear and confidently present our ideas?
Right.
Jones gives us this almost magical phrase.
What is that?
I'm not sure if it's for you, but
Okay.
what do you think about that?
I like that.
It disarms the listener. Right.
Yeah, it takes the pressure off.
Takes the pressure off.
Immediately. It removes that sense of,
Being sold to.
yeah, you're not being sold to.
Yeah.
And then that but
Uh-huh.
completely flips the script.
Yeah.
It's like you're saying,
Okay.
this might not be for everyone, but it could be perfect for you.
Right. You've piqued their curiosity.
Yeah.
Without being pushy.
Yeah, you're not being pushy at all.
Yeah.
Jones uses this example
Okay.
of inviting someone to a party
Mm.
instead of saying, come to my party.
Okay.
You could say,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's for you, but we're having a party on Saturday. Feel free to come if you'd like.
I like it.
It just feels more inviting, right?
It does.
Much more inviting.
Yeah, it feels like a genuine invitation
It does.
rather than a demand.
Exactly. You're not like demanding their presence.
Yeah.
And the beauty of this phrase is
Yeah.
it works wonders in professional settings too.
I can see that. Imagine using this in like a business pitch.
Okay.
Instead of saying,
Yeah.
you need this product,
Right.
you could say,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's for you, but we have a new service that could really streamline your operations. Would you be open to hearing more?
That's clever.
It takes the pressure off, right?
It does.
Creates intrigue
Mm.
and positions you as someone who's genuinely trying to help.
Yeah.
It's so simple,
Yeah, it is.
yet so effective.
I like that.
Okay, now let's talk about those people.
Okay.
The ones who have like really strong opinions,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe their reasoning isn't quite as solid.
Oh, yeah.
The I know best type of people.
I've met a few of those.
Have we all? Those conversations can be a little challenging
Oh, they can be.
because they're just so set in their ways.
Right, yeah.
So how do we navigate those situations?
Good question.
But Jones gives us another magic phrase.
Right. What's that?
What do you know about that?
Mm.
It shifts the conversation from opinion to knowledge,
Ah.
doesn't it? It does, yeah.
And it subtly challenges their stance,
Right.
but without being like confrontational.
Yeah, I like it.
So let's say someone's resisting a new process you're suggesting.
Okay.
Instead of arguing with them,
Uh-huh.
you could ask, what do you know about how this new process has helped other companies improve efficiency?
Ooh, I see.
It puts them on the spot a little bit,
It does.
but not aggressively.
No, it's subtle.
Yeah, and if they don't have any real knowledge
Right.
to back up their opinion,
Uh-huh.
it becomes pretty apparent.
Yeah, it exposes the gaps.
It does.
It's a much more constructive approach
It is
Okay.
much better than just butting heads.
than just butting heads.
Yeah,
Okay. Are you ready to dive into some psychology?
I think so.
All right. The psychology of motivation. Jones reveals that tapping into emotions is key why
Uh-huh.
for really getting people to do things.
Makes sense.
He says that people are primarily motivated by one of two things, either avoiding loss
Hmm.
or gaining something.
Right?
But get this,
Yeah.
avoiding loss
Okay.
is a much stronger motivator.
Interesting.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I guess it makes sense if you think about it from like
Yeah.
our ancestors,
Yeah.
avoiding danger.
Right.
Loss was essential for survival.
Exactly.
Like ingrained in our biology.
It is, so that primal fear
Yeah,
of missing out is still influencing decisions today,
it is, definitely.
even in just everyday situations.
It is, yeah.
Now, here's the kicker.
Okay.
Decisions are often made emotionally first,
Oh, wow.
and then logic comes in to like justify the choice.
Interesting.
So it's not about
Yeah,
bombarding people with like facts and figures.
right.
You have to connect with them
Yeah.
on an emotional level.
It's about the feeling.
Yeah.
It evokes.
Exactly. And Jones gives us this perfect phrase for doing that.
Okay.
How would you feel if?
Okay.
So powerful because it encourages the listener
Right.
to actually visualize the outcome of their decision.
Makes sense.
They can actually picture
Yeah.
the positive or the negative consequences.
Mhm.
So, for instance, if you're trying to motivate someone to take a chance,
Mhm.
you could say,
Yeah.
how would you feel if this time next year you were celebrating the success of your new venture?
I like it.
You're painting a picture of their aspirations.
Yeah. Their dreams.
Right. And on the flip side,
Uh-huh.
you could say,
Yeah.
how would you feel if you missed this opportunity and watch someone else succeed with your idea?
Oh, that's good.
That's tapping into that fear of loss
Yeah.
and regret.
Uh-huh.
It's like guiding them through an emotional simulation of
Yeah.
their choices.
It's brilliant.
This next concept from Jones
Okay.
is a real game changer.
All right.
He says that every decision is actually made twice.
What?
First, in your mind.
In your mind.
It all comes down to the power of imagination.
Oh, wow.
So true, right?
Yeah. If we can't visualize ourselves
Yeah.
doing something,
Yeah.
then actually taking action becomes so much harder.
It's like our imagination
Yeah.
is a rehearsal space for real life.
I like that. I like that a lot.
So Jones gives us a simple phrase
Go.
to activate that mental rehearsal.
All right.
Just imagine.
Just imagine.
It triggers the listener's mind to create a picture.
Right.
And the more vivid, the more detailed that picture is, the
Mhm.
more real and attainable it becomes.
Absolutely.
So instead of just stating a goal,
Okay.
you can say,
Yeah.
just imagine the sense of accomplishment we'll all feel when we hit this target. Imagine the celebration, the recognition, the impact it will have.
Wow. You're painting a picture
I am.
with words.
Exactly.
I love it.
Those images,
Yeah.
they evoke such powerful emotions,
They do.
excitement, anticipation.
Uh-huh.
It just makes the goal feel so much more tangible
Right.
and achievable.
And closer.
Yeah.
Like you can almost reach out and touch it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jones brings this to life with examples like
Okay.
imagining a dream vacation to Disneyland,
Mm.
or the thrill of winning an award, or
Yeah.
even just driving a new car.
Nice.
We're all drawn to those compelling narratives.
We are.
Right.
Definitely.
And when we can create those stories
Yeah.
in our own minds,
Uh-huh.
it can profoundly impact our actions.
It really can.
I mean, let's be honest.
Okay.
Objections are just part of life.
They are part
Yeah.
of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether we're pitching an idea,
Yeah.
negotiating a deal,
Mhm.
or even just asking a friend for a favor,
Yeah.
we're bound to encounter some resistance.
We are. It's
So
natural.
it's how we handle those objections
Right.
that makes all the difference.
That's the key.
Now, Jones
Okay.
brilliantly reframes objections
Mhm.
as control shifts in the conversation.
Oh, okay.
So when someone raises an objection,
Mm-hmm.
they're essentially trying to steer the dialogue in their favor
Oh, I see.
to regain a sense of control.
Aha.
But instead of fighting for control,
Okay.
Jones offers a two-part strategy
Mm.
to regain it gracefully.
All right. I like it.
The first part involves using this phrase,
Okay.
what makes you say that?
What makes you say that?
It disarms the other person
Right.
and encourages them to really articulate their reasoning.
Okay.
Instead of just a knee-jerk reaction,
Yeah.
they actually have to explain their hesitation.
I like that.
So it helps you understand their perspective
Right.
and to give you valuable information
Yeah.
to address their concerns
Mhm.
more effectively.
More strategically.
So, for example,
Okay.
imagine someone says,
Yeah.
I need to think about it.
Okay.
Instead of accepting that as a final answer,
Right.
you could say,
Mm.
what makes you say that? What specifically are you unsure about?
I see.
You're inviting them to open up,
Yeah.
to share their reservations,
Mm-hmm.
which gives you a chance to address them directly.
That's smart.
And once you've gained a clearer understanding
Yeah.
of their perspective,
Yeah.
you can move on to the second part of the strategy,
Mm.
which involves this phrase,
Okay.
just out of
Just
curiosity,
out of curiosity.
followed by a very direct,
Yeah.
bold question.
All right.
So it softens the tone
Mm.
while giving you permission
Mm-hmm.
to get to the heart of the matter.
Makes sense.
So you could say,
Okay.
just out of curiosity, what would need to happen for you to feel comfortable making a decision today?
Well, that's good.
It cuts through the vagueness of, I need to think about it.
It does. Gets
Yeah.
to the heart of it.
Pushes them to consider
Yeah.
what would truly need to change
Mm-hmm.
for them to move forward.
Yeah. I like it.
So you're shifting that momentum back in your favor
Hmm.
while maintaining a respectful and collaborative tone.
Absolutely.
Okay, ready for a dose of social psychology?
I am. Bring it on.
We're talking about
Yeah.
the power of social proof.
Oh, cool.
It's amazing how much our social environment
It is.
influences our decisions.
It is, yeah.
We're constantly looking to others for
Yeah.
cues
Uh-huh.
on how to behave, what to believe, what choices to make.
Definitely.
It's that classic
Yeah.
everyone else is doing it
Right.
mentality.
We're such social creatures.
We are.
Yeah.
So Jones gives us a simple phrase to cap into this.
Okay, what's that?
Most people.
Okay.
It subtly implies
Okay.
that there's a consensus,
Yeah.
like a prevailing trend
Mm-hmm.
that the listener might want to consider.
Right.
And it creates a sense of social pressure,
Mm-hmm.
but without being like
Yeah.
overt or manipulative.
Right. It's very subtle.
It's very subtle.
Yeah.
It's like you're just gently nudging them
Okay.
towards a decision
Yeah.
that's already been validated by others.
I like that.
So imagine trying to encourage someone to sign up for a service.
Okay.
You could say,
Yeah.
most people in your situation find that this service saves them a significant amount of time and money.
That makes it sound like the smart choice.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And since we're naturally inclined to follow the crowd,
You are.
it just becomes much more appealing.
It does.
Now, we all know negativity is a part of life,
It is, unfortunately.
but Jones gives us some really powerful tools
Right.
for turning those negatives
Yeah.
into positives.
All right.
He introduces this concept of labeling
Labeling.
and the magic phrase,
Yeah.
the good news is.
Okay. Interesting.
Labeling is all about reframing a situation.
Right.
It's putting a positive spin on it.
Reese.
It's like putting on rose-colored glasses.
I like that.
So how does this work in a real conversation?
Yeah.
Let's say someone is expressing doubts
Okay.
about their ability to succeed.
Yeah.
Instead of dwelling on those doubts,
Uh-huh.
you could say,
Yeah.
the good news is that you've already recognized the areas where you need to improve. That's the first step towards growth.
Oh, I see.
You're turning their self-awareness
Yeah.
into good news.
Yeah.
You're shifting their focus
Mm-hmm.
from a perceived weakness
Right.
to a strength.
I love that.
It's subtle,
It is.
but it's powerful.
It is. Yeah, powerful.
And Jones doesn't stop there.
Okay.
He suggests responding to excuses with, that's great.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
It seems counterintuitive, right?
It does.
But it really disarms the other person
Yeah.
and it reframes their negativity.
Oh, I see.
They expect you to push back,
Yeah.
argue,
Uh-huh.
but you're completely disrupting that
Yeah,
pattern.
you're totally throwing them off.
You are.
Yeah.
So Jones gives this example. Someone
Mhm,
says,
mhm.
I couldn't do it because of this.
Okay.
And instead of arguing,
Yeah.
you respond with, that's great.
Hmm.
You've just discovered another approach that doesn't work.
Hmm.
Now let's explore some options that might be more effective.
Oh, I like that.
You're taking their excuse
Sure.
and turning it into an opportunity
You are, yeah.
for learning and growth.
And moving forward.
Exactly. And that's the essence of effective communication.
It is.
It's helping people see things
Yeah.
from a fresh perspective
Absolutely.
and empowering them
Yeah,
to make positive changes.
it is.
All right, are you ready for part 2?
I am. I can't wait.
Let's do it.
Let's go. So much we can do with just a few words.
Right. It's incredible how a slight adjustment to our wording can completely change the whole dynamic of a conversation.
Yeah, it's like a superpower.
It really is. And Jones shares even more of these powerful techniques in his book.
Cool.
He talks about these simple swaps,
Okay.
these tiny tweaks to our language
All right.
that can make a huge difference.
I like it.
So, for example,
Yeah.
he points out a mistake that many people make. At the end of like a presentation,
Okay.
they ask,
Yeah.
do you have any questions?
Right.
Seems harmless enough.
Right. Yeah, it does.
But phrasing it that way can actually create pressure
Okay.
and uncertainty.
Hmm.
People might feel like they should have questions,
Yeah.
even if they don't,
Right. Right.
which can lead to like delaying a decision.
Yeah, they might feel put on the spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So instead, Jones suggests a simple swap.
Okay.
Ask, what questions do you have for me?
Mm-hmm.
So subtle,
It is.
but it makes a difference, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
It assumes they do have questions,
Right.
which prompts them to engage more actively.
Uh huh.
And if they don't have any questions,
Okay.
it signals that they're ready to move forward.
Hmm.
You've seamlessly transitioned
Right.
from information to decision making.
I see. I like it.
Jones also provides a brilliant swap
Okay.
for gathering information smoothly.
All right.
He points out that asking, can I have your phone number,
Uh-huh.
can actually create resistance.
Makes sense.
Feels like you're asking for permission.
Yeah, it does.
So instead, he suggests saying this.
Yeah.
What's the best number to contact you at?
So much smoother.
Right.
It is.
You're assuming you will be contacting them.
Yeah.
You're simply asking for the best way to do so.
I like it.
Takes the pressure off.
Definitely.
Makes them much more likely to share their information.
Makes sense.
Okay, let's talk about choice overload.
Choice overload.
It's a thing.
It is.
In today's world,
Yeah.
we are just bombarded with options.
Right.
Everywhere we look.
And it can be totally paralyzing.
Oh, it can be.
It can.
Leads to indecision,
It does.
procrastination,
Yeah.
and ultimately inaction.
So how do we help people make decisions when they're feeling overwhelmed?
Yeah.
Jones suggests this phrase.
Okay.
As I see it, you have 3 options.
3 options.
Oh.
What do you think about that?
I like that. I like that a lot.
It narrows the focus, right?
Yeah, to a manageable set of choices.
Yeah.
And it positions you as like
Yeah.
a helpful guide.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like saying, don't worry, I'm here to help you sort through this.
Exactly.
Let's break it down together.
Yeah, it feels very collaborative.
It does.
Yeah?
And there's a reason he suggests 3 options.
Why is that?
Because our brains are wired
Mm-hmm.
to process information
Yeah.
in chunks of 3.
Interesting.
It's like a natural rhythm that makes it easier for us to understand and remember things.
That's fascinating.
Think about it. The 3 little pigs,
Yeah.
the 3 musketeers,
Uh-huh.
Goldilocks, and the 3 bears.
See, it's everywhere.
We're drawn to things that come in threes.
It's true. It's true.
So Jones suggests presenting those 3 options
Okay.
in a way that subtly favors your preferred outcome.
Okay.
So you kind of want to save the best for last
Right.
and build up to it
Yeah.
as the clear winner.
I like that.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. Let's say someone's considering a business opportunity. Okay. You can lay it out like this.
Okay.
First, you could stay in your current job, which you're not happy with. Second, you could look for another job, which is time consuming and stressful. Or third, you could explore this business opportunity, working it alongside your current job and seeing where it leads.
It makes that third option sound pretty good.
It does, doesn't it?
The one that you're advocating for.
Right.
And then to seal the deal,
Yeah.
you end with this.
What's that?
Of those 3 options, what's going to be easier for you?
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
You're removing any perceived difficulty.
Yeah.
You're making it feel effortless.
You're making it seem like the path of least resistance.
Exactly. Brilliant.
It is, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, now this next technique
Right.
is all about simplifying decisions
Okay.
by creating a sense of polarization.
Polarization.
Jones calls it the 2 types of people.
Oh, interesting. It's a clever way to frame a choice.
Yeah.
When we're faced with a complex decision,
Uh-huh.
breaking it down into 2 distinct categories
Okay.
can make it easier to process,
Right. Less overwhelming.
less overwhelming.
Yeah.
So it's like saying
Okay.
there are 2 types of people in this world: those who embrace change and those who resist it. Which one are you?
Oh, I see. I see.
It forces the listener to self-identify,
Mm-mm.
to choose a side.
And of course, we
Yeah.
want to be on the side.
We want to align ourselves
Yeah,
with the positive qualities.
definitely.
So you can use this
Right.
to subtly guide them
Mm.
towards the choice you want them to make.
I like it. It's very clever.
Jones provides some great examples in the book.
Like what?
Like, there are 2 types of people: those who leave their financial success to others, and those who take control and build their own future.
Ooh, that's good.
Right.
Yeah.
Or there are 2 types of people: those who judge before trying, and those who are open to new experiences.
Nice.
Each example just presents
Yeah.
a clear dichotomy,
It does.
with one side
Yeah.
being obviously more desirable.
Yeah. Who wants to be the judgy one?
Exactly. We're all drawn to that positive self-image,
We are.
so we gravitate towards the favorable category.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, let's talk about building rapport,
Okay, cool.
especially with strangers.
Yeah.
So Jones suggests this phrase
Okay.
that can instantly create a connection.
All right, what is it?
I bet you're a bit like me.
Interesting.
It breaks down those barriers,
Yeah.
establishes common ground.
Mhm.
When we see similarities in others,
Yeah,
we're just naturally more likely to trust them
right.
and be open to their ideas.
It's like you're saying, hey, we're on the same team here.
We are.
We have similar values,
Yeah.
similar goals.
Exactly. And Jones recommends using this phrase to preface statements
Okay.
that you want them to agree with.
Hmm.
So, for instance,
Yeah.
if you're worried about someone objecting to your idea
Okay.
because of like time constraints,
Mhm.
you could say,
Yeah.
I bet you're a bit like me. You're busy, But you also understand the importance of investing time in things that will pay off in the long run.
You're planting that seed of agreement before you even present your main point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And because they've already agreed
Mhm.
with that initial statement,
Yeah.
they're much less likely to resist.
Makes sense.
What comes next?
I like it.
Okay, speaking of influencing decisions,
Yeah.
Jones highlights the power
Okay.
of if
Ugh.
then statements.
Then,
These statements tap into
Mhm.
our desire for certainty.
Certainty.
Yeah, it's like saying,
Oh.
if you do this, then this positive outcome is guaranteed.
Oh.
It removes the risk,
Right.
and it makes the decision feel like a no-brainer.
No brainer. Yeah.
So Jones offers some examples.
Okay.
Like, if you decide to give this a try, then I promise you won't be disappointed.
Mm.
Or if you put this product in your store, then I'm certain your customers will love it.
You're creating that sense of inevitability.
Exactly.
It's like it's a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, and that can be so persuasive,
Yeah.
especially when people are feeling a little hesitant.
All right.
Now, we all experience anxiety sometimes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right. Job interviews, presentations, even first dates.
Definitely.
So Jones gives us a simple phrase
Okay.
to calm those nerves.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
It's amazing how powerful those two words can be.
They are, especially when delivered with sincerity.
Yeah.
You know?
They can instantly diffuse tension
Mm.
and create a sense of ease.
Like you're saying, I understand you're feeling anxious, but I'm here to support you.
I am.
We've got this.
We got this.
Yeah, it's very reassuring.
It is. And Jones emphasizes its effectiveness in high stress situations.
You know, where someone might feel really overwhelmed.
Right, right.
Like imagine you're meeting with a client
Okay.
who's stressed about a deadline.
Yeah,
You could say,
yeah.
don't worry, I know you're under pressure. Let's break down the task into manageable steps and tackle it one piece at a time.
That's good. It's very calming.
You're shifting their mindset
Yeah,
from panic to problem solving,
exactly.
which can be really empowering.
It can.
Okay, Jones revisits the power of social proof
Social proof.
with the phrase most people,
Uh-huh.
but this time
Yeah.
he focuses on using it
Okay.
to overcome indecision
Mm-hmm.
and encourage action.
I like that.
It's all about that feeling
Yeah.
of safety in numbers.
That makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if everyone else is doing it,
Yeah.
it
right.
must be the right thing to do.
Right, right.
So Jones suggests using most people
Okay.
to subtly nudge them towards a decision.
Okay.
For example, you could say, most people find it easier to fill out the form here with me so I can answer any questions.
Oh, I see.
Or most people in your situation would jump at this chance. It's a rare opportunity you don't want to miss.
You're implying that there's a consensus.
There is.
A trend that they should be a part of.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very clever.
And we're naturally inclined to conform.
We are.
So it makes their choice feel more validated.
Mm.
Now let's revisit Jones's concept
Okay.
of turning negatives into positives,
Uh-huh.
specifically using the labeling technique
Labeling.
and the phrase, the good news is.
Right. Remember.
Yeah, rose-colored glasses.
It's all about reframing a situation.
Yeah.
Putting that positive spin on it.
Mhm.
So, for instance,
Right.
if someone is expressing doubts about their ability to succeed,
Yeah.
you could say,
Yeah.
the good news is that you've already recognized areas where you need to improve. That's the first step towards growth.
It takes what they see as negative.
And turns it into a positive.
It does.
Yeah.
You're shifting their focus
Uh-huh.
from a perceived weakness to a strength.
Very clever.
And remember that technique
Yeah.
of responding to excuses? With,
What was that?
That's great.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
It throws people off.
It does. It really does.
It disarms them.
Yeah.
It reframes their negativity.
Mm.
They expect you to push back and argue,
Right.
but you're completely disrupting the pattern.
You are.
So if someone says,
Oh.
I couldn't do it because of this,
Yeah.
instead of arguing,
Yeah.
you say, that's great. You've just discovered another approach that doesn't work.
Hmm.
Now let's explore some options that might be more effective.
It's like you're saying, okay, great, we've ruled that out. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move forward.
Yeah.
You're turning their excuse
Uh-huh.
into a learning opportunity.
I love that.
It's about helping them see things from a different perspective.
It is.
We all know that awkward feeling.
Okay.
When a conversation stalls,
It's the worst.
especially when you're trying to guide someone towards a decision,
Yeah, it happens.
it's that fear of being pushy
Okay.
or like overstepping boundaries.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So Jones offers a phrase that
Yeah.
can really smoothly transition the conversation towards a close.
Right. What is that?
He suggests saying,
Yeah.
what happens next is.
Oh, okay. I like that.
It lays out a clear path forward, right?
It does.
It outlines the steps,
Yeah.
but without putting any pressure on them.
Yeah. It feels very natural.
So imagine you've just finished like a presentation.
Okay.
You could say,
Yeah.
what happens next is we'll take a few minutes to answer any final questions.
Yeah.
Then, if you're ready, we can complete the paperwork and get you started right away.
It's so clear and concise.
It is.
Yeah.
By framing it as
Yeah.
what happens next,
Uh-huh.
you're suggesting that moving forward is the natural progression.
It is. Yeah.
And don't forget
Okay.
to end with a really simple, easy to answer question.
Right.
That solidifies their commitment. Like,
Yeah.
to get started, what's the best email address to send the documents to?
That's great.
It assumes that they're ready to move forward.
It does.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And by giving their email address,
Mhm.
they're subtly confirming their decision.
It's so subtle, but so effective.
So smart.
It is.
You're closing the deal without being aggressive.
I like that.
It's all about guiding the conversation gracefully
Yeah.
for the desired outcome.
It is. It is.
Now, objections.
Objections.
They're a natural part of any persuasive conversation.
They are.
And in this next chapter,
I.
Jones offers a technique to handle them with finesse. He suggests responding to objections
Yeah.
with this simple question.
Okay.
What makes you say that?
Hmm.
It encourages them
Right.
to go beyond a simple no
Yeah.
and articulate their reasoning.
To really think about it.
It's like saying,
Yeah.
help me understand your perspective.
Oh.
Tell me more about what's holding you back.
It opens a dialogue.
It does.
Yeah.
So let's say someone says,
I'm not sure.
I have the budget for this.
Oh, no,
Instead
no.
of immediately rebutting,
Yeah.
you could say,
Okay.
what makes you say that? Are there specific budgetary constraints we need to address?
Oh, I see.
You're not shutting them down.
Yeah.
You're opening up a dialogue.
You are. Yeah.
You're inviting them to collaborate
Yeah.
on finding a solution.
That's a much better approach.
It really is.
Yeah.
So what about when someone hits you with a hard no?
A hard no. Okay.
How do you move them
Right.
to at least a maybe?
Mm.
Jones provides this phrase,
What's that?
before you make your mind up.
Before you make your mind up.
It keeps the conversation alive
Okay.
and it creates a space
Mm-hmm.
for them to reconsider.
It subtly suggests that they might be rushing to judgment.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's say someone has rejected your proposal.
Okay.
You could say, before you make your mind up, I'd like to make sure we've explored all the options.
Wrong.
Would you be open to discussing a few alternatives that might address your concerns?
Oh, that's good.
You're respectfully reopening the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're suggesting that there might be a solution they haven't even considered.
I like that.
So it shows your commitment to finding a solution that works for both parties.
Yeah.
Okay, what about those situations
Okay.
where someone presents external barriers or conditions that prevent them from moving forward?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the classic, I can't because of this. excuse.
Yeah.
Jones offers this really powerful question structure to address that.
What is it?
If I can, will you?
Mm.
It isolates the condition
Right.
and removes the barrier.
Okay.
It's a great way to challenge their resistance.
Yeah.
So imagine you're trying to get a friend to go out,
Okay.
but they say they can't because of transportation.
Uh-huh.
You could say, if I can arrange a ride for you, will you be able to join us?
Oh, I see. I see.
Or if I can offer you a special discount, will you be ready to place an order today?
Mm-hmm.
It puts the ball back in their court.
Yeah.
Right? It challenges them to acknowledge
Right.
that the external barrier is no longer a valid excuse.
Makes sense.
It positions you as a problem solver.
Yeah.
You're someone who's willing to go the extra mile.
I like that.
It's a really powerful way
It is.
to turn a no into a yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, now let's talk about a
Good.
simple word
Okay.
that's often overlooked.
What's that?
Enough.
Enough.
This word
Yeah.
can subtly influence decisions,
Mm.
especially when it comes to quantity
Okay.
or like levels of service.
Right.
So think about this.
Okay.
If someone asks,
Yeah.
would 8 apples be enough?
Uh-huh.
You'd probably say yes.
Probably. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That word enough sets a benchmark.
Right.
It's like a minimum that we naturally want to meet or exceed.
Makes sense.
So Jones suggests using it strategically
Okay.
to nudge people
Yeah.
towards a larger option.
I see.
So for example,
Yeah.
if you're selling a product
Uh-huh.
that has different sizes,
Okay.
instead of asking,
Yeah.
would you like the small or large size?
Right.
Try this.
Okay.
Would the large size be enough for you?
Oh, that's good. I like that.
You're subtly implying
Yeah.
that the larger size is the more appropriate choice,
Right.
the one that's going to fully satisfy their needs.
Makes sense.
And we naturally want to avoid
Yeah.
feeling like we're missing out.
Of course. Yeah.
So we're more likely to go for that larger option.
It's a simple word, but it's powerful.
It is.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Right.
we don't achieve our primary objective
Uh-huh.
in a conversation,
Right.
but that doesn't mean we have to walk away empty-handed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jones introduces this art of the downsell.
The downsell.
He draws inspiration from the legendary TV detective
Who's that?
Columbo.
Columbo. Okay.
Columbo was a master
Hmm.
at extracting information,
Right.
and one of his signature moves
Yeah.
was to act like he was leaving,
Hmm.
only to turn back and say,
Yeah.
just one more thing.
Just one more thing.
It caught people off guard
Right.
and got them to reveal information
Yeah.
they might have otherwise held back.
Yeah, they let their guard down.
So Jones suggests we apply this same technique.
Okay, how do we do that?
So imagine you've just pitched a major proposal
Okay.
and the client isn't quite ready to commit
Mm-hmm.
as you're wrapping up.
Yeah.
You can say, just one more thing
Mhm.
before we go. Would you be open to considering a smaller pilot project to test the waters?
Oh, that's clever.
It keeps the conversation going.
Yeah.
It offers a smaller commitment
Hmm.
that might be more palatable.
Right. Right.
So you avoid a complete no
Yeah.
and keep the door open
Mm-hmm.
for future possibilities.
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot.
Jones also delves into the art
Okay.
of asking for favors,
Asking for favors.
which can be incredibly valuable
Yeah.
in all aspects of life.
For sure.
He suggests using this phrase
Okay.
that increases our chances of getting a yes.
All right.
Could you do me a small favor?
Could you do me a small favor?
It triggers a feeling of reciprocity.
Reciprocity. Okay.
We naturally want to help those
Yeah.
who have helped us.
Right. Like we owe them one.
Right.
Yeah.
By asking for a small favor,
Mm-hmm.
you're subtly activating that feeling of obligation.
Makes sense.
So, for instance,
Okay.
imagine a customer has just thanked you
Yeah.
for your great service.
Okay.
You could say,
Yeah.
you couldn't do me a small favor, could you?
Mm.
Would you happen to know anyone else who might also benefit from our services?
Oh, asking for a referral.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very smooth.
It's a smooth way to do it, right?
It is.
Especially after they've just expressed gratitude.
Yeah. So, like, let's address one of the most frustrating objections.
Oh, okay.
I need some time to think about it.
Oh, yeah. That one.
It just feels like a brush off,
It does.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a way to delay a decision without really committing.
It is.
So Jones offers a technique
Okay.
to cut through the vagueness.
All right.
He suggests saying,
Yeah.
just out of curiosity,
Just out of curiosity.
followed by a bold question.
Okay.
So, for example,
Yeah.
you could say,
Okay.
just out of curiosity, what specifically are you unsure about?
Hmm.
Or,
Yeah.
just out of curiosity, what would need to happen for you to feel comfortable making a decision today?
You're forcing them to articulate their concerns.
I am.
Yeah. And be specific.
And move beyond
Right.
those vague generalizations.
I see. Yeah.
So it opens up a much more productive dialogue,
It does.
allowing you to address their specific concerns
Right.
and work towards a solution together.
I like that.
It's collaboration,
It is. Yeah.
not confrontation.
Makes sense.
Sometimes I catch myself over explaining things
Mm.
when I'm trying to be persuasive.
Hmm.
Like, I think I'm making a stronger case, but maybe I'm just making things more complicated.
I think we've all been there.
Haven't we? I think I'm wowing them with all this information,
Mm-hmm.
but really, I'm probably just confusing them.
Yeah, you can definitely overdo it.
So Jones actually addresses this
Okay.
in his final thought.
Interesting.
He tells this story about a salesperson
Hmm.
who used to, like, over-explain everything,
Right.
trying to impress customers with all his knowledge.
Trying to sound smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he realized
Okay.
that instead of these long-winded explanations,
Mm-hmm.
he could just answer their questions with a confirmation.
What?
It works great.
Woo!
And that was enough.
Sometimes less is more.
It really is.
Yeah.
So it's not about drowning them in information.
Right.
It's about providing reassurance
Mhm.
and
Right.
confidence.
I like that.
So Jones encourages us
Yeah.
to do the same. Instead of over-explaining,
Yeah.
try a simple, positive response
Right.
that conveys clarity and assurance.
Makes sense.
So what are our big takeaways
Mm-hmm.
from this deep dive into exactly what to say?
Well, I think it's been a fascinating look at the power of language.
It has.
You know, it's clear that small changes in wording can make a huge difference in our ability to influence and persuade.
They really can.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
it is.
These magic words
Yeah,
can unlock a whole new level of communication mastery.
for sure.
So pick a phrase that really resonated with you
Yeah.
and try it out today.
What do you have to lose?
You might be surprised at the results.
You really might.
Now, these phrases won't work with everyone
Right?
all the time,
Yeah,
but they'll work with most people most of the time.
that's the key.
So keep practicing, keep refining your approach.
Yeah.
This is not just about
Yep.
closing deals or getting our way.
Right.
It's about using language to connect with others, build relationships, and create positive outcomes.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
So the next time you're struggling to find the right words,
Mm.
remember this: could a simple,
Yeah.
positive answer
Yeah.
be more effective?
Good question.
Something to ponder.
Oh.